Welcome to my YouTube channel, a platform whereby we talk about silence. So the hashtag is let's kill the silence. Today I decided let's focus on something else. And before we get into the topic of the day, first and foremost, let me guys say thank you, a big thank you for everyone who have subscribed. Thank you for everyone who has shared the information. Thank you for everyone who has reached out. Thank you for your support. I am really humbled, and I say thank you and asanteni sana. So today's topic, it's been quite some time. The reason as to why I take some time before I do a video, it's because I would like you to process the information that I always put out there, because some of this information, it's all about you. And when it comes to self-care, when it's about we would rather shy off. We would rather not talk about it because you're scared of what people think about you, so it's all about trying not to expose ourselves too much, and that's shielding ourselves, not expressing ourselves. We always try to find a way to conceal the truth in one way or another, and conceal our identity in one way or another, and it's okay. But at some time, you've got to ask yourself, for how long can I keep up with the silence? For how long can I keep on shielding myself and without asking for help? So guys, let me introduce to the topic of today. It's all about denial and reality. So it's denial versus reality. So Margaret, why are we speaking about denial? It's because a bigger percentage of us, including me, we have been in a stage whereby we have been in denial, or either you are also in denial, or maybe at a later stage you will be in denial. So we are talking about the past, the present, and the future. But let me focus on something we call immediacy, the here and now. And the here and now, it's about the future. Now let's address on someone who is going through denial. So what is denial? Number one, so let's get in the topic about denial and a reality versus a reality. So at what point does denial become harmful? Remember, denial will always make you, since we have said that denial is the fact that you do not accept the truth. You could be not accepting the truth. It's either because you are trying to find a way not to express yourself, you are trying to find a way to conceal the truth that you already know, or you are not even aware about it. So many people are in denial. You could have lost someone. And I'm speaking this from experience, I was in denial for 2 good years after I lost my mom. That's a story aside. And believe you me, whether or not, by the time you come to realize that you are in denial, and if I don't do this, I feel it's more urgent, because if I don't do this, I might not be able to help someone, and it's because of us keeping quiet for a long time that we find ourselves in a zone whereby it becomes too hot for us to contain, and for me, working with a therapist, and thank you Jane, wherever you are, and if you're watching, thank you for your help. You don't seek a therapist because there is this notion of everyone thinks seeing a psychologist or seeing a therapist is because you are nuts. No. Most of the time it's because, number one, there is confidentiality when you're talking with a therapist. So you are 100% sure that no one is going to judge you. Your information will be at least, if you share with a therapist, you are sure that no one will know about this, that's why we are trying to find a way to kind of fight all of this. And because you don't want people to know the other side of you, that's why you're trying to hide away, shy off. So, for me, what I would like us to talk about more about denial. At what point do you know that you are in denial? There are so many things. And remember, denial is a defense mechanism that everyone is trying to put up with. And with denial, you will find that people who are in denial, they're always people who are, they have this, there's some outburst that always sparks from nowhere. You can imagine in the morning you just say good morning to someone you have not met, maybe you like in a week or something, or maybe it's a colleague you left yesterday, you were in good terms, but coming into the office in the morning or in your field whereby you work together in your field, someone is like all moody, and you're like, where did I go wrong? What did I do wrong? But it's not you. But these are some of the things that denial brings out in a person, the worst in a person, and these are outbursts. These outbursts rather, and an outrage of a person, sometimes it's because you don't realize that you are in denial. Believe you me, some people, they don't know that they are in denial. And the minute, number one, let's highlight about when you start blaming yourself too much. That one speaks a lot. When you start blaming yourself too much and you find yourself in everything, after blaming yourself, you apologize about it. You blame yourself and apologize. Hey, I don't want to go into the scientific thing about the entire, but I want to keep it simple. I just want to keep it simple in a language that you will understand, in a language that will help you. Hey, you lost a friend, you lost a relative, yes, you lost your property, but that does not mean that you're going to stick into the same arena. Change the arena, please. For me, it worked. And that's why I felt this is the right time to talk about denial. For me, it worked because I had to change environment, because I realized that staying in the same environment was doing me more harm. For me, it was creating memories, yes. I was in this charade of I'm creating good memories. I'm trying to preserve the memories I had, with whatever I was attached to. So whatever you are attached to, you are trying to make these memories somehow to be more meaningful. And you tend to blame yourself with the memories that if I had done this, I could have prevented this. Hey, it's not your fault. So stop blaming yourself. If something happened that you had no control of, stop blaming yourself. It's not everything that you have control over. So stop trying to blame yourself. So the minute you spark this thing of you are always blaming yourself, please, that only means that you need help. Another thing is about this anger. There is anger that you always feel. You have this burden of anger with you. And now with this burden of anger, it always makes you to be pessimistic in life. Everything to you, it's pessimistic. And there was a time that I was talking to some people, and I asked a question. Would you prefer a half empty glass or a full empty glass? Which one would you prefer? So, and here now comes two types of attitudes. People who are optimistic and people who are pessimistic. So if you decide to be pessimistic about everything in your life, you will never see anything good with you. So it's time you start appreciating yourself. So I don't want to indulge in a lot of things, but today I just want to highlight just simple things. And also, especially when you're dealing with denial about loss. For instance, let's talk about grief today. Let's focus about grief. You have lost a parent, you have lost a relative, you have lost a sibling, you have lost someone that was so close to you, and you felt that if I did something, I could have prevented it. If I could have maybe answered that one call, if I could have not ignored their text, if I could have visited, if I could have, it's if if, and this if will only keep on tormenting you. It will keep on torturing you. So why keep on torturing you over something that is of the past? And now we are talking about the immediacy, the here and now. So these are some of the things that will make you become so stressed. And with stress, you will lack sleep. And when you start lacking sleep, when insomnia, it becomes now the order of the day, my dear, we are not heading on the right direction. And if you feel that you need help, don't be afraid to speak out. Because the reason as to why I'm doing this is to make sure that, guys, we can speak out, especially the male gender. You know, if you started a family and it never worked out, don't blame yourself because it never worked out. No. It was not meant maybe to be, or maybe it was meant to be, but you made a mistake. So where am I arriving at with all of this is that, guys, I want you to get help. And you can only get help by talking. Denial is a killer. Because in denial, you are trying to pretend to be someone that you are not. In denial, you are trying to make us believe the other side of the story. Stop flipping the coin. No, we want to see the first image of you. We want to have the real you. And you can only have the identity, the real identity of you, the minute you stop sugarcoating the truth. It's as bitter as it is true. It happened. In that accident, it happened. Someone lost their life. Someone lost something, either a limb or any part of their body, and you were there with them. But for how long will you keep on blaming yourself? That is the question. And the more you keep on blaming yourself, the more harm you are creating to yourself. So the reason as to why I'm keep on insisting about, let's try and get out of this denial, and it's only by to stop suppressing things within us. Because the more you keep on suppressing, the more harmful it is. The more we are creating a big room for anger to grow. The more room we are creating for bitterness to grow. The more room we are creating for reality not to come into our lives. But at some point, you've got to face the truth. At some point. So don't face it when it's too late. You still have a chance. You can still do something with your life. And it will only start by you accepting the truth. Whether it was your fault, whether it was not your fault, it's only by accepting the truth. So if you can be able to reach out to a friend that you trust, if you can be able to reach out to a sibling, or of which this matters, most of the time people don't feel comfortable talking about. When you know the truth and you're trying to conceal it, you will always try to find a way to dodge in one way or another, such that people won't understand and people won't see. Sometimes into men's world, they take it as a weakness, and it's not a weakness, my dear, because the minute you get into real depression, the minute your well-being becomes alarming, the time it becomes now it's a mental illness, believe you me, it will be a different story. So the earlier the better. The earlier the better. You can still do something. Yes, you went abroad, you came back, you were not able to make it. Please come out of that. Come out of whatever that thing you are trying to put yourself into. Yes, it did not work out. You are still back home or wherever you are. You have been trying to maneuver one way or another. That business you tried and you convinced everyone that it would work, then it not yields any profits. It's okay. And I'm saying it's okay. And first, everyone has to be in denial before you accept the reality. But the question is, for how long can you endure it? For how long can you stay with it? Will you wait until it becomes harmful to you? Will you wait until it becomes toxic to your environment, toxic to the people around you? the choice is in your hands. And I always say happiness is a choice. So make a step and trust yourself that I can do it. I can make this happen. So let's try and get help as much as you can. If you want to get in touch with me, I will just give out my email address and on my social media platforms whereby you can reach me out in full confidentiality, because this is what people are afraid of, that what people are going to talk about me, what people are going to say about me. Here in this platform, I don't judge. We do not judge at any particular moment. No, it's we time, it's I time, it's me time. So no one is gonna judge you. Now, before I leave or end the show, this is what I want to give you an example of a quote I read somewhere, but it was not quoted by who. Because I know the power of referencing. So since it was not quoted by who, but I would rather share this with you. You know, it's the quote was about that there, if you find a Rolls Royce, you know it, and you know a Lamborghini, these two type of brand of cars, they do not commercialize themselves, but rather the clients approach them. Why? Because the minute they approach them, it's because you know the value of the car. Why would I commercialize something that I know it has already its own value in the market? So where am I heading with this one? What I want to mean is, if you know your value, you don't need to commercialize who you are. If you know your identity, you don't need to keep on telling people I'm outspoken, I'm royal, I'm blah blah. You don't need all of that. You don't need validation from people. You already know who you are. So it's not time for you to commercialize who you are. Let rather people acknowledge or affirm or validate in their own ways of who you are. That's the best way that you can really live into reality, by having your own values and by knowing who you are. So thank you guys for watching. Continue subscribe, continue leaving your comments below, and guys, see you in the next video, whereby we are going to talk more about denial. So today we are only going to, I just felt the urge of just touching a bit of the topic so that we get aware of what we are getting into. It's quite a big topic when it comes to denial, because it's a defense mechanism that everyone wants to put, you know, that shield. It makes you feel more safe. So I want us to get out of the comfort zone. So the minute I've already started with this one, we are going to have quite a big journey on this one. So the next part is coming on the next video. So thank you guys, and I really do appreciate. Share this message as much as you can. You can help someone. The mistakes that I made, it's my obligation to make sure that someone else does not make the same mistakes. So let's keep our society safe, and during this COVID-19, please observe your PPE, your personal protection. It's very important. Wear your mask. So I already have mine here. If you have gloves, please put on them. Sanitize as much as you can. Corona is real, and our immunity is different. Some people will be affected, some people want to be affected. So please, and support whoever. If you know a friend who is affected with this pandemic, if you know a family that is affected, don't shy off to show your support. Sometimes it doesn't have to be, because with the pandemic you cannot socialize, but you can show your love and your support. You all have your mobile phones, you have their numbers. Just try and keep on checking them, keep checking out how they are doing, how they are. It's the best way of letting someone know that you are there for them. So thank you guys, and see you on the next video. Thank you.